2024 Ranger XLT. We're going to make this thing happen. I want to show you a few things that I've learned in messing around with this build and price. It's very familiar because if you've built vehicles by Ford.com before on the build and price tool, you'll notice it's very easy to use. So I want to get right into this and show you a few things that I've found out. So there we go. We want to head on over to Ford.com. Now, at the time of filming this at the end of May, if you go to just Ranger, it'll put you to a 23 build and price tool. So what we want to do on the top bar here, we want to click on vehicles. And then at the bottom of the drop down, it's going to say future vehicles. Click on that. That'll give us our three options: Mustang, Ranger, Raptor R. Click on the Ranger. One more place you'll have to click on is the build and price here. Sort of like clicking right on through these, right? And then you're going to get to choose your model screen. So you have the XL, XLT, the Lariat, and the Ranger Raptor sitting over here on the end. So if you'll notice right here, sorry, the XL is way over here by itself. We can't see it, but the XLT and the Lariat. So let's go to the XLT. Now, one thing I want to do here, you can do this later in the build, but I want to go ahead and check 4x4 on that toggle. And you'll notice that the price changes. Two-wheel drive starts at 36,005. If you go to four-wheel drive, it is 39,490. So let's start our build. First thing we're going to run into is we're going to see the truck right here on the left-hand side with the already pre-selected Velocity Blue Metallic. So let's go through the colors here. Black, Oxford White, Iconic Silver Metallic. Then we have the Hot Pepper Red Metallic, Carbonized Gray Metallic, the Velocity Blue Metallic again. The Cactus Gray is always a safe color to go with, in my opinion, but we're going to pick a Azure Gray Metallic Tricoat. Now, it's a $995 upcharge. You know, the Hot Pepper was $495. Well, this one's $995. I do like the way this looks. It's slightly darker than Area 51 and has metallic in it, so it's a very cool color. Now, there again, at the time of filming this, Ford is saying a late availability on the 2.7 V6 for this Ranger. As of right now, there is only one engine option available, and that is the 2.3 EcoBoost. A good solid engine, nothing wrong with it, but if you're waiting for the 2.7, well, you have to wait for the website to update when you can build it, or ask your dealer when do they think, or do they have any idea when that might be. So definitely something to do there. This is two-wheel drive or part-time 4x4. We've already selected that in that toggle. Rear axle ratio. Of course, in the front, we have independent or IFS suspension, so it makes it really nice, comfortable drive. Electronic locking rear differential. We're not going to check that, even though I want it, because you'll see in one of the packages that I click on later, it's going to be included. All right, so you have the standard XLT package. The XLT high package, I do want to click on that and add that. It's going to add, let's see, net price change is 45, so $1,445. Let's go ahead and add it. But now if you go over here, you can see what that does for you. So XLT high package, that includes the 10-way power driver seat adjustability, as well as 8-way on the passenger side. You have the heated front seats, the power sliding rear window. That is awesome. You'll see later that's going to come up. 12-inch display in the center stack. You have the 10 and the 12. This is dual zone climate control. There's redundancy in this, by the way. In the dual climate control, you can change the climate in the center stack on the screen itself, or with analog knobs and fan buttons. So it's kind of cool that they've given people that like that, like me, they've given us that option. Now, in the packages, a few of these are, XL is not going to be, obviously standard package. We're not doing that because we're upgrading. But here's another thing, just like that rear diff, you're going to need to wait on the technology package. The technology package adds a few items: adaptive cruise control, front parking sensors, 360-degree camera, enhanced active park assist, navigation with the 3 years included. But that's going to come up in another package that we have later on in this build. So let's see, advanced towing package. We're not doing that because here we go, advanced towing package plus technology package. Now I want towing and I want 360 cameras and park assist. So this is the package that's going to give me all of that. It's a $2,305 upcharge. Now, what's included? Let's break that down and we're going to roll right on through this. Trailer tow package, which we want, brake controller, which we need. I love that. Located to the right of the steering wheel, slightly down. It's not on the floorboard, so it's easy to get to. Um, Pro trailer backup assist, reverse park up aid with trailer guidance, which is a cool thing. Adaptive cruise control with lane centering and stop and go. The 360-degree cameras, which I really want. Enhanced active park assist, connected built-in navigation, and that's the 3 years included. So you'll see what we got there. We got a lot of stuff that we wanted. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the $1,295 FX4 package. You might ask, what does that include? Well, let's take a look. You get the logo. That's pretty cool. Then you also have 17 or 18-inch wheels that are selectable later in the build. I'll show you that in just a couple more minutes. You get the electronic locking rear differential. That's why we didn't check it early on. You get the bash plates, the skid plates. You get the off-road screen and the cluster, so you can see that front camera while off-roading. You get off-road tuned shocks. And then there again, we break down the skid plates and everything else in this video where you get covers everything from the radiator, steering, transfer case, and the fuel tank. And you get terrain management system as well as trail control. Trail control sort of like cruise control for uphill and downhill. Now the optional tires, the 17-inch 255, that's going to be available. And I'll show you how we can get that in the build. The sports appearance package is included as part of the tire color and some of the black down the side and the bumpers. Trailer tow package is already included. Remember the tech and towing there. Now, this is what I want to show you. Just I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but if you click on the Chrome like wheels, that's 18-inch, this will take away the sports appearance package. That's where you have the black painted or the dark gray painted wheels and the bumpers and things like that. Well, we want to say no here because we don't want the chrome bumpers. We don't want the chrome wheels. Now, the very next option, they give us 4 options for tires. I will tell you, the last one is checked, as you can see, but the first two, 1 and 2 here, if you click on that, that'll put you into the 18-inch chrome like wheel. I don't want that, so I am going to upgrade to the third wheel or the third tire, which is an LT255 70R17. Exterior mirrors, these are the dark gray or the black mirrors are not body painted. So you're not going to have those. They call them skull caps, kind of weird, but you're not going to have the body painted cap on the exterior of the mirror. Splash guards, I'm not a huge fan. Although on the Raptor, I'd say definitely no, but I could use them on the XLT. If we click on it, you'll see on the picture what it does. It adds, just that little bit on the bottom. I'm just not a fan. I mean, I don't know. I don't really particularly care for it. That's just me. All right, now pickup box extender. Now they don't have a picture for this, but you know what that is. When the tailgate drops, it sort of extends out over the tailgate, allows for a little bit more room in carrying that payload. However, when you get into the bed liners, you have the plastic drop in and then you have the spray in. If you use the plastic drop in, you cannot use that pickup bed extender with that. So if you want that, you have to go with the spray in. Now we're going to click on it for pricing purposes. However, you'll want to talk to your dealer and make sure this is not a constraint item, that this is not going to prevent or greatly slow down your build time on your Ranger. So that is a huge thing. Your dealer might be able to do it, or they have somebody local in town that they can recommend you to. Same thing with paint protection film. If you want it, check with your dealer. Just be cautious that things like this can really back up your build time. The cargo management rails, if you're going to do a lot of towing or hauling, carrying stuff with you, overlanding, it's a good place to start. For the hardcore overlanders, you're going to find other options out there that kind of goes with the tinning and the covers and things like that. But if this is a truck for work and you want the means to tie stuff down, I would definitely, look at that as an option. The side window deflector, low profile. I'm really not interested in that. Now, this is one here that you can add. We're going to add it because, hey, we can. But look at this here. You have the Ranger seal cover. Now, I am aware that this doesn't do anything about this little bullnose edge, which your feet really wear that paint down over the top, but it does help with that big, broad area that gets scratches in it. Plus, it's kind of cool. It says Ranger one more time. You do see it on the floor mat there. But if you go with an aftermarket floor mat, you're not going to see it there. You do get the branding here. And there again, it's one of the cool things that we pay for branding on vehicles because, well, it looks cool, right? Like I love the Bronco all over my Bronco, and you like the Ranger here. The manual sliding rear glass, that's not anything we're worried about. I do want to add for $250 the side step in the bed. You'll notice right here, this gives you a pretty wide area. So boots and 2 feet and that type thing will work up there. When it's in the bumper is not traditionally that wide in the side. So it's going to be hard. Um, when it's in the bumper, it's typically wider. The bumper would just have to be so wide to have something, a step this wide here. So putting it in the bed is definitely a place to go. Now, running boards, I'm not a fan of either the black or the chrome ones because I'm going to off road this vehicle and that's going to take away from ground clearance and I can get in. Now, if you need to, assistance getting in, well, or you might like the way they look, that's going to be for you. And they have that to know pickup box cover. If you select this, the rail management system has to go away. So you can't use both of those. So I'm not interested in that. However, I am interested in a spare tire lock. I definitely want that. The engine block heater depends on where you live, whether you have to have it. Some places it's shipped automatically. In my area, I do not need it for the climate. However, if I travel somewhere that's going to be extremely cold, I like the option of having it, so I'm going to add it for the $90. Keyless entry, I'm not a huge fan of. It is body colored, but it's just you can add it if you want to. Wheel locks are a must, whether you buy them aftermarket at the local auto parts store, online, or wherever. I'm just going to get it from Ford. Okay, so I'm going to use this truck to get dirty, go off roading, do a little bit of work in. If you pick the sandstone color, it looks excellent. It's a great looking color, but imagine the dirt that's going to get seen on that. So for me, off-roading, outdoors, fishing, whatever we're doing, we're going to stick with the ebony and their cloth seats. So it's definitely harder to see the dirt. The dual climate control, this is what we mentioned earlier. It's kind of redundant. You can change it in the center stack or the analog knobs in the bottom. I like the knobs, just what the heck, I like it. Roadside assistance kit, first aid kit. If you want those two items, check with your dealer and see if you can get them from the online store versus putting it on the bill because what if they were backed up? Could it mess up the build time? I guess it could. They're typically shipped separately to the dealer. However, you don't want to take any chances in slowing down a build date. The power sliding rear window is included in one of the packages that we selected. You do have the option here of going with the floor liners. I'm going to click that because you know what? Adding $160, I'm going to add it somewhere. And I do with that off-roading, just like we talked about the ebony versus the sandstone interior, is something that we're going to get it a little dirty. So let's protect it as much as we can. Here's the next thing. So we have it says floor liner tray style included with the carpet mats or included carpet mats. If you really want to go overboard, you can go with an aftermarket company that makes all the matting for this with the sides, the high sides. Now, the pivot storage box. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these before. I am going to. Oh, and by the way, if you use these, you can't use the bed extender or the cargo rail management. So we're definitely going to say no on that. But let me show you what it looks like. You have one of these for the left side, and you have one for the right side. On the left side, you can see if you unlock it, it swings open like this. Well, right back in here, if you look at my arrow on the screen, right back in here is where you would plug in your 12 volts DC or your 115-volt AC plug. So that's where that side step would really work. That helps give you the height to reach over that rail and plug in there with this in the way. I'm not going to add it. I mean, it's a cool feature. If you need a couple small tools with you and you don't want a regular toolbox, hey, it's pretty cool to get. You do see the right here, the 400-watt in bed power. And there again, that's 12 volts DC and 115 volts AC. The in-vehicle safe, which goes underneath the seat in the back. I'm not interested in that. However, I will pick this little device in the front, and that is the center console safe. If we look at that, you can see when you raise the console up, you have this little lock in here. Sure, someone could take a crowbar, big enough hammer, probably get into there, but it's a deterrent. Time and noise. It slows someone down, and typically criminals, if they have to work hard, they're not interested. AM FM stereo. You have the satellite because you have the XM stereo on this. You have the weather app on that, which is cool. If you don't have cell service and you don't know what the weather is, we were packing up camp this weekend, and it helped knowing that the rain was getting there quicker than they originally predicted. So we were able to pack up before it started raining. So thanks to the weather app for that. And then you do get the connected navigation and that on that Sync 4A system, and that gives you the 3 years included. All right, we get to the bottom here. 24 Ranger XLT Super Crew, the only way this cab is built. We can go through our packages, things that we've added here. XLT High Package, Advanced Towing Package plus Technology, FX4, Sport Appearance is included in some of this. But if we go all the way to the bottom here, we have the base MSRP like we saw originally of $39,490. We've added $8,335 in options, and that brings a total estimated net MSRP to $49,420. Of course, if you finance this at 60 months, 7%, let's see what they're figuring down payment on this here. Down payment would be 49.42 at 7% at 60 months. They're estimating your payment at 881. Obviously, you can do something different with your financing, or you put more money down, extend it out longer terms, whatever, and drop that payment down. But the total MSRP is 49,420. If you're ordering this from a dealer that doesn't add markups or anything, that's great. If they're going to add something on it on an XLT, why would they? Who knows anymore? You know, the Ranger Raptor is likely going to be a target of that, but the XLT, hopefully you can order it, pay MSRP or less in some cases, very rare cases, by the way, but it does happen. And it's a good truck. So I want to switch back over here so I can see what we have going on time wise here. I don't want this video to be too long, but you can see as you add certain things that you really want, it might take away things that you need. So we have a needs column and a wants column. And as you're using that build and price tool, you try to get as much as both as possible that is in your budget. But there's certain things that you don't want to pick a certain package that then gets rid of something that you really, really need. And you saw that a couple different times. Added something, took something away. Uh, this is definitely a place to familiarize yourself with what's available before you go talk to your dealer. And then when you talk to your dealer, or you can just call them up directly and say, "Hey, I want to order this Ranger," and they can really help you with that and hopefully give you all that info. This just helps you decide before you go sit down, so you don't feel rushed and have to make all those decisions. You can kind of let it marinate, let it think about it a little bit, um, and you can better answer the questions, I guess, that your salesperson has for you. You know, what are you looking for? What do you need? What do you want? You kind of go in with a list. You can also save that order and take it in and go line for line and order exactly what you built there on the build and price. So Ford's build and price tool is very easy to operate, easy to navigate. So you've got that going for you. But I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please hit the thumbs up for me and consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. We have a lot of build and price videos coming out because I think they're beneficial in seeing how other people would build theirs and why a certain way. But hey, build this XLT Ford Ranger the way you want it, and you see what your options are. All right, everyone, thanks for watching the video. I'm out. Be blessed, be safe, have a great week. Bye.